is Marlene and today I'm going to show you how to make dosa. So I have 2 parts rice, so 2 cups of rice to 1 part of urud dal. So 1 cup of urud dal, 2 cups of rice. To the urud dal, I'm going to add a very flat tablespoon of fenugreek seeds. And then I soak them both in water to cover the whole rice and all of the urud dal, like so. And then I say goodbye and revisit in 5 hours. Okay, so the rice and the urud dal with fenugreek seeds have had its 5 hours of soaking now. I've actually left it overnight. So this is what it looks like first thing in the morning. Now it's time for me to take them and grind it. I'm going to grind this separately and then mix it together. The rice has got to be slightly coarse and this has to be creamed while grinding, and then I will mix the two together. So here's what I'm doing. I've already ground a cup full. Now I have to try and maintain the same level of fluidity here, so I can't really add any more water. So I'm taking some rice from here that's ready for grinding, which has been soaking, and instead of adding any more water, I have to keep the consistency to that level. So therefore I'm going to take the liquid from the rice that I've already ground up. So that's where the liquid's coming from. These Nutribullets do need sufficient liquid up to the maximum mark, so that's fine. So I'm going to keep grinding. It's going to be a bit noisy. So there. So likewise, I'm going to continue until I finish all the rice from this bowl. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when I pour it out. It's very creamy. It is a little bit gritty, but that's how rice is supposed to be. But when I grind the urud dal, I want it to be lovely and creamy. So that's the last bit of the rice that's ground. I transferred everything into this same pan. I don't have to wash the grinder. I'm going to start with the urud dal and the fenugreek seed. Now, one thing to remember though, when you do the urud dal and the fenugreek seeds, is that try and keep the water. Any remnants water from the rice, you can throw it away. But this water you have to save and use, because the fenugreek seeds have been soaked in this water. This water is going to help the mixture to ferment. So it's very important that we save all this water. And that's the last of the fenugreek seeds and the urud dal going in the grinder for the final time. So how quick and easy was that? So here we go. It's coming out of the grinder now, the Nutribullet. And if you look in here, the very bright white is the ground up rice, and the creamy textured ones is the urud dal and the fenugreek seed. So I'm mixing both together. There's no need to stir them separately now that they've been ground. The only time you would stir it separately is when you're soaking it. Mix it. However, I have to allow a pan that's much taller than this, because this is going to now ferment and form very small micro bubbles, which is the fermentation process, and it is likely to slightly expand, and therefore this pan will not be enough. So I'm going to split this into 2 separate pans. So we've got our dosa mix here, and I actually put them into 2 containers thinking that it's going to overflow. It has risen, but not to a huge degree. And if I look very closely, I can see that it has bubbled up a little bit, which is great. That's all I need. It has to, when you do that, it has to have that pillowy consistency, almost like liquid marshmallow. And now it's ready to be poured out into our dosa cover, as they call it, but I've got this. Before that, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make some different colored dosas, and they're not only different colors, but each of the colors are made from vegetables, so they're very healthy, and it's ideal to feed children vegetables as well. So I've got some beetroot here, some carrots here, some spinach here, all in NutriBullet containers. It's ready to go into the blender. But before that, before any cooking, the best thing to do first is to get your onions sorted, because in Indian and Asian cooking we do use a lot of onions. So I got my trusty blender here, which is a multi-core Kenwood, which is great. It's got a slicing attachment to it. So I'm going to start slicing all these onions. And it does it in a fraction of the time. How quick and easy was that? So I'm going to take these onions, I'm going to pop them onto a plate. Now I want to use onions in a dosa. I'm making so many varieties of dosa today, so I want to make an onion dosa. For that, we need some crispy onions. So I put onions onto a plate like so, they're sliced. And I've got a whole load of sliced onions here, which I'm going to use for the curry. So the rest goes in there. And it does smart your eyes. To this, I'm going to put some salt. So I want the salt to actually draw all the moisture out of the onions. Then I would dry it on a towel or a serviette. And once that's done, it will be ready to fry. So once the onion has been salted and left aside, and the water is drawn, then you have to just dry it with a towel, and it becomes dry. And then when you fry it in oil, it becomes very crispy very quickly. Whereas these onions, I'm going to be cooking it on the hob for the curries, so that doesn't need that treatment. I'm going to put it straight into the pan. So here, on high heat, it's a very large pan. It's high heat, and there's about 7 to 9 onions here, large onions, and I have a cup of oil. So these onions that I'm frying is actually going to be used for about 3 or 4 curries, so don't worry about the quantity of oil. It's going to be split into so many different curries. Cup of oil, 7 to 9 large onions goes in there, heat up, and that one too, I'm going to just season with salt, like so, and leave it to cook. And in the meantime, I'm going to turn my attention back to the dosa batter. So it's looking a little bit on the dense side. I might actually want to loosen it by adding some water. So if you look at my batter, I have one here which is slightly paler than the other. That's because I added less of the urd dal. So these are ideal for kids because urd dal does have an acquired taste to it, and that's better for grown-ups. So today I'm going to make dosas with this batter. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water, keep mixing it until I've got the right consistency. And I think I'm there. So with the other batter, if you're not going to use it straight away, that can be cleaned and it can be fridged, and you can store it in your fridge for up to 3 to 5 days, and you can use a little bit at a time. So once your batter is fermented and it's risen and it's like marshmallow consistency, what you would do is add salt, because you wouldn't add salt prior to that because you don't want the salt to interfere with the fermenting process. So just adding a bit of salt into this and the other one. So you just salt it like you would salt your chips. So now we're going to try and make the different coloured batters in the form of beetroot, carrots and spinach. So the beetroot came with its own juice, so I just had to put that in here and blend it. And it has such a rich, vibrant red colour. And next I'm going to do the spinach. I've got a cup of spinach here, and I'm going to pour about 200 ml of water. It's just to try and blend it to make a nice, dense, green colour juice, so we can mix it in our dosa batter and make green dosa. It's going to be a bit noisy. Now that is a really vibrant green, so we've got the red and the green. Next is orange. I've got 3 carrots, tiny bit of water, going to make the most amazing orange. We're going to be noisy. So these are the onions that have been frying now for about 20 minutes, and it's lovely golden brown. I'm just going to set this aside for the time being and carry on with our dosa. Okay, so here I have my dosa pan. In India they call it the tawa, or in Tamil it's dosa kadle. So I'm just going to bring it to a medium heat, and once it's come to a medium heat, I'm just going to ever so slightly brush it with oil, like so. And now here are the most vibrant natural colors, which are not only going to color your dosas, but they're also going to add all the essential vitamins, minerals, and everything good about vegetables. So here I have the beetroot, which I shall transfer. I'm going to take maybe 3 ladlefuls, like so, and mix it in with the beetroot puree. And that's what it looks like. It's lovely, vibrant. We might even be able to make some marble effect once if I left it chocolate right there. I'm going to use the same ladle. In the middle, you start going round and round and round. From the center of your dosa all the way to the edges. There you go. Look at the beautiful vibrant red. It's almost like a very dark magenta pink even. So 2 minutes on each side. So this one is ready to come off the flame. So just before I try and coax it out of the pan using my flat spatula, I'm just going to put drops of oil, just like that. Those are all the way around. So it's almost like crochet lace. You can see the spoon running under it. And then I will just very briefly flip it, fold it, and off the pan it comes. So now I'm ready to make my carrot dosas. It's just to get the orange of the carrot, as well as all the vitamins and minerals and all the goodness of carrots. It's a wonderful way to get kids to eat vegetables. So there goes the carrot. And then it's lovely and orange. About 3 ladlefuls, or maybe 4 ladlefuls of dosa batter, because you can see this lovely marble of the carrot. And then always remember seasoning your food. So how I season is just like I would salt my chips. Just go over it like so. Maybe about half a teaspoon, because the carrots went in there. The actual dosa batter was already salted. So pour it with your ladle to the center of the pan, then go round and round and round. Any gaps you can fill it with the ladle, no problem. I'm going to show you very quickly. So that's a paler part of the orange dosa, which is effectively the carrots. So just before taking them out, just put droplets of oil all the way around in the middle. Because initially I used to think, oh, if you put oil in the middle, how is it going to help it ease it out of the pan? And then I realized that it's very porous, oil will seep all the way through to the bottom. Then flip it once, and then fold it back, and it's ready to come out. There you go. So here we have the beetroot dosa, and here we have the carrot dosas, and now I have the vibrant green from the spinach, which I'm going to put into the dosa batter. Let me show you as I mix it. It's lovely to look at. It's quite therapeutic to actually look at. Look, it becomes this lovely marble effect. And then I shall pour the dosas. Keep looking. So now I've mixed it all. You have to thoroughly mix it, because if you don't, and if there's just bits of spinach and water, it's not going to stick to your pan. It's going to keep breaking. And then lightly season it with just a pinch of salt just for the spinach. And then take it over to your pan with a ladle, pour it in the middle, and then keep swirling it until it gets the corners, the edges of the pan. So here, what I'm going to do is I mix a little bit more of the batter. So here you can see the spinach dosa. So I added a little bit of batter to the spinach mixture. So I'm going to pour it on the tawa or on the dosa pan. I'm going to go around, a bit more, go around. And to this one, I am going to add some things to it, some interesting things to it. So that's going to be some of these chilies here, as you can see. I've just chopped half a chili, so I'm going to drop those chilies there. It's not very hot, it just has a medium bite to it. It's not hot at all. And then I'm also going to add some onions. And these are the fried onions that I made earlier. And just sprinkle them, like dot them around, like so. Here. That's fine, because I shall be folding it in half, so one section is fine. That's going to taste even better than how it looks. So what I've done here is I've just flipped this dosa which had the onions just to make sure that it's thoroughly cooked on the other side. And now it's coming off the hob and sitting with the others. Look how beautiful it looks. So this is my fourth and final spinach dosa for today. Because it's green, I'm going to call this the alien dosa only because once I spread it, go from the center all the way to the edges of the pan as much as possible. And to this, I'm going to add an egg. And it goes right there in the middle. So that's an egg dosa. So that's the egg dosa that I folded in half, coming off. I also dotted it with some fried onions and just a couple of chilies for some heat. This one here, at the moment, is a plain dosa. And I'm going to turn that into a butter dosa. It's going to have all the luxury and lusciousness of butter. And at the same time, it's going to make it easy for me to ease the dosa out of the pan. If you look in the middle, look at all those bubbles that have exploded, making it look like a crumpet texture in the middle. And that means that the dosa flour is really fermented, and you'll have the amazing flavor, which has a slight sour note, and all the goodness of the urud dal and the fenugreek seeds, and of course the milky, creamy rice. It's going to be delicious. So when you see the ridges of the dosa getting golden brown, then you know it's ready to come off the pan. So just ease it off the pan, just give it one flip. Look at the beautiful color there. And it's even shiny and glossy because it's a non-stick pan. Fold it over and take it to your plate. Now that our beautiful dosas are done, I'm going to make some accompaniments for dosa. I'm going to show you how to make some very quick and easy curries. One of them is going to be paneer curry. Paneer is an Indian cheese which is curdled using some natural acids such as lemon juice or lime juice. And it is just ordinary cheese, but it's just prepared in a different way. So in the same pan that I actually made my dosa, I'm going to take some of the oil from where I fried the onions. So it will have all the flavors of the onions, like so. And here I have this packet of paneer. So I'm going to pop that into this pan. So here we are with our paneer. I've just tried and separated the pieces. So the paneer is actually, it looks like cheese, and it is cheese, but it's a squidgy cheese which has to be thoroughly cooked. So unlike other cheese that you buy a block and put it in your sandwiches straight away, you can't do that with paneer. You really have to cook it through. So how I'm starting to cook here, I'm first going to flip it from one side to the other because it's got 6 sides and it's cut into cubes. I'm going to keep turning it until I find that every single cube, at least, is lovely and golden brown. And then I'll add the onions and the cream and the curry sauce and make the most luscious paneer curry. I'm still just tossing the paneer and trying to get it brown on each side, on every side rather. So it's doing that at the moment. So I'm going to now prepare to make our fish curry. So here I have a very small piece of salmon here, which I will flip onto the board and open it. I'm going to keep the skin on and I'm going to cut this. And here I have an empty pan on the hob, medium heat. To that I will add a reasonable amount of fried onions. I would say there's about 2 large onions fried in vegetable oil that goes in the pan like so. Now to that I will add all the tasty condiments. 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seed, a pinch of cumin, cinnamon, about 1/4 teaspoon, and I have cardamoms, about 1/4 teaspoon, just a pinch of cloves. They're all browned, so they're powdered. And the cheese is trying to tell me something. It's ready to be flipped again. It's lovely and brown now. That is how it should be. Now to this I shall add some of the fried onions because I'm going to convert this rather innocent golden brown cubes of cheese into a luscious curry. So in goes the fried onions. And always with cooking, you have got to make your life easy. So instead of cutting and chopping my ginger and garlic or peeling, that's a garlic part, instead of peeling and chopping it, I've got them ready-made in a jar. So I have ginger separate and garlic separate. I am going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of ginger into my fish curry and as well as into my cheese curry, and about a teaspoon of minced garlic. Teaspoon of minced garlic in there, and about a teaspoon and a half of minced garlic for the fish curry. So for the fish curry, I would first make the gravy and then drop the piece of salmon fish and leave it to cook covered for about 20 minutes, and that will become lovely and bubbly and you know the fish is ready. And to make the gravy, you can buy any curry paste you like. In our family, we like the chicken korma spice, which is this one. It's a paste actually, it's not a sauce. And we also use chicken tikka masala, and we also have the madras one. So here today I'm using the korma masala because this one has an element of coconut in it. And to that I will add a cup of milk, likewise for the gravy for the fish I might use the same curry paste. Fish will have its own flavor, so 2 teaspoons and a half that going in there. Stir through the paste, the curry paste, and bring it to a bubble. So this has to cook for a further 15 minutes. And into the fish curry, I've roasted everything now. The spices, I shall add a cup of milk to form the gravy base. Now I just want to bring it to a slight boil. When it starts to slightly bubble, which it will do very quickly, I will add the piece of fish. I put the skin side down first, and once it starts to cook, I'll add a bit more milk or water. What that will do is bring the level of the sauce higher than the fish, and that will cook through once it's covered. This paneer curry is now lovely and ready, and it's just luscious. I'm just going to sprinkle a tiny bit of salt because the onions I fried had salt already in them, and the paneer, I think the making of it makes it naturally slightly salty, and so does the curry paste. So this is just a tiny bit because I added the cup of milk. So that's the salt. And now if you want to have a quick look at the salmon curry here, you can see the salmon is no longer the bright orange. What that means is that it's cooked. I don't want to turn it because I'm afraid I might break it. So I'm just going to pour over the gravy so it has all the lovely curry goodness. And once I've done that, I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of turmeric. So here goes a pinch of turmeric on the fish, like so. Every time you cook fish curry, there has to be something zingy or tangy. So for this one, I'm going to use juice of half a lemon, or I can add the tamarind sauce. Now, not everybody in our house is a fan of the tamarind sauce, although I love it. So in this instance, I'm going to actually add the juice of half a lemon, like so. Don't worry if you drop some bits into it, you can always pick it out. And so there, your paneer curry and your salmon curry ready just in 20 minutes. So over here, I have 3 potatoes, large potatoes diced, and I've actually put it on top of the remaining onions and the oil that was already in the pan. To that, I will add about 1 teaspoon of turmeric, because I want it to be lovely and vibrant yellow. And then I will add about 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seeds, and then a pinch of cumin and a pinch of chili flakes. So if you remember, underneath here, if you look, there's all the fried onions. So once the potatoes are slightly toasted on the outside in the existing oil, I will add 2 cups of milk to make it into a creamy potato masala that's going to go in the middle of the dosa. Now I've got to add some salt to the potatoes, so it's some large potatoes I have in there. So I'm just going to salt it just like I would to my chips. I'm going to add just a pinch of these fragrant spices. So this one is a pinch of cinnamon, and here we have a pinch of cloves, and here I have a pinch of cardamom, so just to fragrance it. And now the potatoes have been toasting a bit, so I'm just going to turn it over like so. However, the potatoes now have to boil and be thoroughly cooked through. So for that, I will add a cup of water, and to make the potatoes a slightly creamier texture, same skim milk 1 cup. And then on medium heat, I will just cover everything and leave it to cook until the potatoes are boiled. So you can actually prick it with a fork to see if it's boiled, and it usually would take about 10 to 12 minutes to do that. So here I've changed my pan to a much smaller pan, and my spoon to a smaller spoon, not the large ladle. So I'm going to pour the dosa mix like so, so a spoon and a half, and then I'm going to do exactly what I did with the other one. From the center, work my way all the way to the edges. Now that is a slightly slimmer dosa, and it's a smaller dosa, and I'm going to tell you why it's so. Here, when you were not looking, I have put some pandan leaves and some lemongrass leaves to make this potato curry, which is going in the masala dosa, slightly more luscious. And then now to this small dosa, I'm going to put the filling in the middle. So a good quantity of the filler goes in the middle here. And I will wait for the dosa to be cooked. So this very white edges will become translucent and slightly paler. So I flip it closed and then they will look something like this. So these are 2 masala dosas that's already made. So here's my last dosa coming off the hob for today, and that's the masala dosa. And you can see that the dosa is fully cooked. It's changed color. So now I fold it like so. And it's ready. Turn off the heat. And I've got a plate here already with 2 masala dosas, and this gets added to the plate. And I shall take this over to the table. So my dosa feast today took literally just 2 hours to prepare. From preparing to finish cooking, it just took me 2 hours, and I would really recommend that you try it at home as well. So here we have the paneer curry, and there we have the salmon curry, and here we have the potato masala, and these are the luscious dosas. This is made with beetroot, made with spinach, and that one's made with carrots. And these are the masala dosas, and these are the plain dosas. Now it's time for a taste tester. I shall transfer this to here and use this plate. So a little bit of the paneer curry going there, and a little bit of the salmon curry, one piece. And I will take a tiny bit of the potato masala. And if you noticed, I make my curries very, very mild. So I've left some chili there for anyone who likes some chili. You can just have a bite of it if you like it. So time for a taste test. This is actually a dosa, not a plain dosa, but it's an egg dosa dotted with some fried onions. So that's going to taste even better. So I'm going to do a quick taste test. So first the dosa by itself. Lovely. The urad dal, the seeds, the fenugreek seeds, and the rice, the creamy rice. It has an amazing flavour. It has a tang to it because it is fermented dough after all that I used to make the dosa with. Now here goes the salmon curry. That's really lovely. So I can taste the lemon juice, the luscious salmon, which is creamy, the fried onions and all the herbs and spices. And now I just want to taste, last but not least, the paneer curry. It's really nice. You can taste that it's cheese. It's slightly chewy and it's crispy on the outside, and it's really luscious. Now lastly, the potato masala. Potatoes boiled through, it's creamy, and the texture is really lovely. And I would really recommend that you make your own dosas, and your family will love you for it. Invite your friends, make a spread like this, and your friends will love you for it. So if you enjoyed watching my cooking today, give it a thumbs up. And most of all, if you would donate to the NHS, or if you're watching this video from any other part of the world, you could donate to the various charities that are doing all the frontline work where you live. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.